good luck.
Welcome back to a buzzing Lusada Rallycross Euro circuit here, where we move into the B final Division 2. On the left is Martin Iversen, on the right is Luc Pailler in the Xantia, and getting all that power down is a bit of a problem as he nearly gets pushed out of it by Martin Iversen. He goes to the left, goes to the right, pushes Iversen wide. Now has Pailler got through? On the loose, he really is formidable, and he has gone through. And on the inside, that's Sune Andersen who's picked up the pieces, and he's picked up second place as well, leaving Martin Iversen back in third place. Camille Verrieken in fourth place. Let's have a look at this start again. He cut right across in front of Iversen. Iversen pushed him. Luc Pailler managed to recover brilliantly. So now Sune Andersen has got second place, the best position he's had here this weekend in the awesome Audi. Reputed to lay down, if possible, something like 800 brake horsepower, usually unmanageable, but here today, the veteran Swede, Sune Andersen, hanging on to a good second place. Luc Pailler, when he's given his head, is really uncatchable, pulling away from the rest of the field. He really needs to win this race to get into the A final, and that's not going to be taken away from him by anybody. Magnificent driving technique, you can see there on the loose, as I said earlier, and of course the crowd love to see it as well. He works back Citroën, and you can see how much work he has to put in the cockpit, but the suspension of the Citroën ideally suited to the changing terrain from loose to tarmac and back again, and on a hilly circuit like this as well, the suspension actually eliminates a lot of the problems of laying down the power and picking it up again on braking, and it maximizes the braking as well. Anyway, back to Martin Iversen now, who is challenging Sune Andersen, and Andersen looking in his rearview mirrors. Iversen a little bit twitchy, I think, after that contretemps with Luc Pailler in the initial stages. Pailler has forgotten it. Iversen hasn't. He moves through, loses a bit of bodywork, but gains a place in front of Sune Andersen and takes his escort through into second place. Well, breathing rarefied air out in front is Luc Pailler, and the crowd enjoying the battle between Andersen and Martin Iversen. Halfway through the race now, bodywork hanging off Iversen, and I think a bit of that's rubbing on his left side front. We haven't had any problems here this weekend with punctures at all, which is absolutely the opposite to what happened back in Austria in the first round. But there could be a little bit of a problem there for Iversen, who knows. Sune Andersen then, who had second place for the first couple of laps here, is now trying to pull back onto Iversen, and Luc Pailler is almost guaranteed. I shouldn't say that, it would be the kiss of death, wouldn't it? In fact, he's almost to the point where he can see some of the back markers now at the circuit in front of him. So Martin Iversen tenuously hanging on to second place at the moment. Had a year off from rallycross last year and is back now and having his work really cut out with the challenge from Sune Andersen, who tries to go through on the right hand side. Smoke pouring off that front, pouring off both fronts when he brakes, and Andersen just bullies his way past Iversen, who's driving the car his father drove in the championship last year, and he'll be delivering it back just a little bit dented. On the final lap now, magnificently free of any of that aggravation after early aggravation in this B final, is Luc Pailler in the work-supported Xantia, really showing how strong Citroën are across the range this season, and certainly a challenge to be reckoned with. Pailler goes through into the A final. Andersen in second place, and you can see just how far behind he is. And bruised and battered Martin Iversen takes his car back for a bit of a body rebuild.